Hey!
The Inquisition supports free mages. What's next? Elves running Halam-Sharal? Cows milking farmers?
You disagree?
I take it you don't agree.
On the contrary, I approve. Heartily.
Hmm.
I do wonder if you've considered what this support of yours will do. For mages in general, I mean. The Inquisition is seen as an authority. You've given southern mages license to, well, be like mages back home.
Is that bad?
What would be wrong with that exactly?
Nothing, at first. Thing is, the Imperium was once just like the South. Templars, proper circles, all that rot. Then it changed, by inches. Not that this is reason to oppress us. Still, my homeland should be a cautionary tale, not a source of inspiration.
Hey, fair enough. Well, how about you?
It occurs to me that I barely know anything about you.
Yeah, exactly.
Beyond my being a mage from Tevinter, you mean?
Yeah, that's about it.
That, yes.
And beyond my being so charming and well-dressed, which is obvious to anyone.
True.
Some more than others.
Some people have superior taste. Now, what was I talking about? Ah, yes, me. I am.
I don't think you ever stopped.
Parvis, a product of generations of careful breeding and the repository of its hopes and dreams. Naturally, I despised it all. The lies, the scheming, the illusions of supremacy. That's Tevinter in a nutshell, isn't it? Needless to say, my family was not happy with my choices.
Your family is angry with you? No, wait, I'm curious about this. Careful breeding?
What do you mean by generations of careful breeding?
The great families of Tevinter don't have children. They refine traits, weed out the undesirable, and promote the rest. My mother was chosen for my father because magic runs strongly in her blood. Never mind that they loathed each other. They wanted a son who could become Archon to make House Parvis the envy of the Imperium. They got me. A cautionary tale that you should be careful what you wish for.
And your family got angry.
Why would your family be upset with your choices?
Because I rejected their idyllic plan. If they had their way, by now I'd be married to some unlucky girl from a powerful family. We'd live in luxurious despair, despising each other as I waited to take my father's place in the Magisterium. I declined the honor, and thus it's best I'm far from home. Less of an embarrassment that way, you see.
So you don't sound too fond of Tevinter.
I'm getting the impression that you don't care much for your homeland.
On the contrary, I care for my homeland a great deal. There's so much potential. Sadly, we squander it. We refuse to acknowledge how far we've fallen because pretending is easier. We pretend the Qunari can be beaten. We pretend that we're superior to everyone, even our own people. Not everyone feels that way. I don't. Sadly, we're the minority.
So why do you care?
It just seems so much of what you say about the Imperium is entirely negative.
It might sound that way. For all our faults, my people have many virtues. We are laden with history and culture. Tevinter is where Thedas truly began, remember? We treasure our past and preserve it. You can walk down a side street and find nothing built during the modern ages. And despite appearances, we care. Deeply. About everything. We have no reserve, not in war and not in love. If I truly believed my homeland was beyond all hope, I wouldn't miss it so much.
But if you miss it so much, why not go back? I mean, you have your obligation here now, but before that...
Why remain with the Inquisition? Why not go back to Tevinter?
I'm not exactly welcome back home. Not that it matters, I'm quite accustomed to being a pariah. It adds to my charm. I can do more for Tevinter here. If the Venatori succeed, it'll set my homeland back 1,000 years.
If
I'm
not
sure
more.
some magisters would disagree. but that's why we kill them.
Fair enough. Thanks for the
I think
exposition.
I've heard enough.
That's too bad. I never tire of talking about myself.
I kinda got that feeling. Hey, have you seen Alexius?
Have you gone to see Alexius yet? He's in the cells.
Not yet, no. I saw him before they locked him up. He looked despondent, broken. Not the man I remember, nor the one I want to. I suppose the Inquisition will judge him eventually. I wonder if there's any chance they'll show him mercy. He hardly deserves it, but for Felix's sake. I can't help hoping there's something left of the man I once knew.
Well, we'll hold a fair trial and see. I mean, I can't really punish him for things he hasn't done yet. And Solus isn't around.
At least we've got Inquisition troops out of Redcliffe, giving the people some real...
It's almost as if Mother Giselle brought the troops out there like Uncle herself.
The soldiers are more useful against the bandits who are preying on the refugees.
Right. Moving on, we still have to talk with Iron Bull, Cassandra, Colin, and Blackwall. Lots of talking stuff. Okay, maybe more lots of staring at a door that's taking its sweet time opening. Thank you!
And never to rule over him. Foul and corrupt are they who have taken his gift.
Do we know each other?
Nice work at Redcliffe. I could help the mages learn to work with Inquisition.
Oh right, now I remember you.
Not that the chief has any apostates in the group.
Can you tell me more about your group?
Can we talk about the bull's charges?
Best company you'll find from here to the Anderfells. In my time with the chief, we've gone up against everything from bandits to magic trees. We're expensive, but you'll never doubt we're worth it. Want to know anything in particular?
Well, what are your abilities?
Do the charges specialize in anything from a tactical standpoint?
Bull doesn't want us large enough to work as an army. We're better as shock troops to skirmishers. We've got archers for hitting enemy infantry, Dalish with more archery, and Skinner and her people on the flanks. Rocky handles fortifications and traps, and Stitches keeps us all fighting. They mostly hold back. I'll lead the frontline fighters with Grim, and the chief goes wherever he can hit something.
Sound like you actually do have mages. Unless you're about, you know, misspeaking. Hey, Iron Bull.
They've got good form. Cullen's putting his Templar training to good use.
How do you know he's a Templar?
Did Cullen tell you he was a Templar? He's not wearing the armor.
He didn't have to. Might not be a Templar shield, but it's a Templar holding it. He angles the shield just a bit down. Helps direct fire or acid away, so it doesn't spray right into your face. Canary learned the same thing when we trained to fight Tevinter mages. Your Templar's doing good work.
Smart. But yeah, he is doing good work.
I'm impressed by what Cullen has accomplished with the troops.
Damn right. It takes time to build a group into a team, but he's got their loyalty. Now he just needs them to make a decent shield wall, and they'll be good to go. The biggest problem for the Inquisition right now isn't on the front line. It's at the top. You've got no leader, no Inquisitor.
Do we need one?
The Inquisition has done all right so far without an Inquisitor.
That's because all we've needed so far is damage control, reaction. The group can handle that. Once you've sealed the breach, it's going to be time to make decisions. Someone's going to have to step up. Who knows? Maybe you sealed the breach. The Chantry gets off its ass and all those soldiers go home and get fat.
You think?
It could happen. It won't, but it could.
Yeah, that's what I think too. It could happen. It won't, but it could happen.
Travel safely.
Researcher Minay believes these notes could assist you.
Hey, Blackwall. How are you handling yourself?
There was never going to be an easy answer to the mage dilemma.
No.
What you did for the mages took courage. You gave them a chance. Everyone deserves one.
He approves. Hey.
And what are we supposed to do, exactly?
What you always do. Complain.
We've already spoken with Commander Cullen. No one listens. We want better quarters. We want the Templars kept at a distance. And some respect for...
This is not the Circle. You mages are our allies, not our wards. Act like it.
How are we supposed to...
Deal with it.
So...
It never ends. Evidently.
Is there a problem?
Is there an issue with the mages? Can I help?
The mages are here as equals. They need to get used to what that means. It is your doing, after all. You created this alliance.
I hope it'll work out.
Well, I hope it works. What other choice do we have?
Oh. I do sound like I'm blaming you, don't I? I don't disapprove. In fact, you did well. You made a decision when it needed to be made.
Ironbull was talking about that.
I wish I could say this was my doing.
Well, you helped out a lot.
We wouldn't be here at all if you hadn't stood up against the Chantry.
You're being kind.
You're discounting your role in this.
Let's close the breach. Then we can say how successful I was.
Hey Colin, how's it going?
You there. There's a shield in your hand. Block with it. If this man were your enemy, you'd be dead. Lieutenant, don't hold back. The recruits must prepare for a real fight, not a practice one.
Yes, Commander.
We've received a number of recruits. Locals from Haven and some pilgrims. None made quite the entrance you did.
I like to make an entrance.
At least I got everyone's attention.
That you did. I was recruited to the Inquisition in Kirkwall myself. I was there during the Mage Uprising. I saw firsthand the devastation it caused.
Sir.
Cassandra sought a solution. When she offered me a position, I left the Templars to join her cause. Now it seems we face something far worse.
Everything is kind of a mess at the moment.
Conclave destroyed, a giant hole in the sky. Things aren't looking good.
Which is why we're needed. The Chantry lost control of both Templars and Mages. Now they argue over a new divine while the breach remains. The Inquisition could act when the Chantry cannot. Our followers would be part of that. There's so much we can... Forgive me. I doubt you came here for a lecture.
I don't mind. Is
I
it?
understand our situation. I appreciate your opinion.
Look around. Our people are well organized and committed. Despite what the clerics think, we are in the best position to help.
And we've already done a lot of good, if you ask
Still a
me.
lot of work ahead.
Commander, Sir Raiden has a report on our supply lines.
As I was saying.
Yep. Well, I'll go handle some shopping, and then I'll see you when I'm ready to enter the war room. Yeah, sold off a bucket load of equipment. I was advised to, you know, start with the next story part. It must be this. Let's see what it says.
My scouts still comb the hills for clues about the explosion. I'll take what I can find.
In your heart shall burn. Join forces with your new allies to assault the heart of the breach and close it once and for all. Wow, that was soon. An ally from Starkhaven. The Inquisition has received a missive from Starkhaven. Most cordial greetings. My name is Sebastian Bale, sole heir of the Vale, Princess of Starkhaven. I recently retook the throne of this great city from those who sought to gain it through unjust means. As a most devoted adherent of the Chantry, I feel the loss of Most Holy Justina V keenly. I had to hope for a resolution to the terrible conflict that claimed the lives of hundreds in Kirkwall and now threatens to claim all of Thedas. I extend Starkham's hand in friendship to the Inquisition. Together let us right the wrongs visited upon our worlds. With the settlements of the free cities have always... I'll send emissaries. Though the free march cities have always been independent, earning the support of the most prosperous one may be to advantage. Sure. Go talk to the holy belt buckle guy. I got really pissy when I wouldn't kill Anders. Answer a request from Hasmal. Commander Cullen, I understand the Inquisition is working with Redcliffe's mages. I'm surprised someone from Kirkwall would condone any arrangement with them, but it does put you in a position to aid us. Hasmal's circle sustained significant damage during the uprising. Rather than follow the Lord Seeker, many of our Templars elected to remain and deal with the aftermath. But our resources are limited. Further, we have loyalist mages with us. Hasmal's people would happily throw them to the wolves, even though they had nothing to do with the rebellion. It stands as if we may fail in our duty to protect them. I trust you sympathize with the predicament. I'm request a charge be transferred to the Inquisition. Yeah, I think Colin probably will work best here. You know, give an aura of authority to it all. It's an official transfer with Templars all around it. Look official rather than mages sneaking through the dark up to all their magey business. Ooh. Let's see what we said. We have a few Templars of our own. Hasmal's Templars will be comfortable working with them. They can ensure safe passage for the mages. Sure.
To work?
Yep. To work. Let's see, is there anything going on Olay that requires my attention? That's a yes. True for Dare Lake Celestine. That sounds... Page from Travels of Chandra Scholar lies on the table. This passage is circled. The region between Lake Celestine and the shores of the Awakened Sea is known as the Heartlands, a place of vineyards and gilded marbles, estates the locals refer to as cottages. It's often said that Olay's heart is plated with gold, and so it seems fitting that the Heartlands are perhaps the richest place outside of Valbroyu. I know it's written at the bottom of the page. Come to Demuria and Maricordmans, both spending money like water. Which to pursue? I see no reason to prefer one over the other. Just a moment. Red Jenny says drop and grab. I can make no sense of this. Harold found her. Perhaps he can advise? Colin. Letter from Sarah follows. For your big hats, Lord Howard says you're rubbish. His servants don't care but could. Drop a few things for them. They'll give Josephine a surprise. I'm being scrolls or something. Okay, and the last one is the University of Olay. The death of so many good souls at the Temple of Sacred Ashes is a tragedy compounded by the friendship posturing that has taken place in the race for Divine Justinian's successor, but all too frequent use of the University of Olay as a scapegoat for ills perceived or real. Considering your recent calling of these clerics, the university is hoping you might see your way to protect us from the reforming. Such a partnership could be beneficial for us both. We have research, medical as well as mundane. They're pleased to share in exchange for aid in these trying times. Yours would hope, Chancellor Jürgen Howlis, University of Olay. Could arm the university with what they like best. Information. Give them ammunition against anyone who speaks against them. The attacks will cease. You know, let's just send you down here to talk.
Let's see what we have.
I have no reason to favor one over the other. Right, and let's go seal the breach, since I can apparently do that now. Didn't see that coming, I must admit.
The best of the mages are ready, Harold. Be certain you are prepared for the assault on the breach. We cannot know how you will be affected.
Sure, I doubt this is the end of the game, but something's going to happen. I don't doubt that for a second. Another assault on the breach.